My kids are just getting behind in school.
Hallways and classrooms are empty across the province. With the holidays now over, the uncertainty of what the Omicron variant will bring for the remainder of the school year has parents, teachers, and students on edge.
Over the last year, had to take all three of my kids in for mental health appointments at different times. Absolutely COVID related.
Tamara Anderson is a mother of 3. She says the pandemic has taken a toll on the mental health of her kids, and her youngest daughter has developed anxiety around the thought of going back to school. But having her kids stay home poses its own set of challenges.
I have a lot of time that I'm spending at work, and I have no one else at home. So they don't do what they're supposed to be. They just don't. I mean, I can call them and try and get them to focus, but it's really hard.
There's a lot of confusion, frustration, anxiety around what it all means to have school delayed for a week. We aren't sure what school will be like on January 10th.
Teachers are left with many questions while they attempt to prepare for the new semester. Jason Schilling with the Alberta Teachers Association says a last-minute move to online will negatively impact students, teachers, and parents.
Last week, we got the announcement on a Thursday at 5:30 before the New Year's holiday that schools would be extending the winter break. We would need more time.
Other issues come with a sudden switch to online learning.
Not every student has access to technology. Not every student has stable Wi-Fi at home.
The opposition NDP wants answers quickly, calling on the Premier to release a plan that keeps everyone safe.
We must make sure that our kids are going back to schools that are safe and will remain open.
She urges the government to adopt a plan that would include providing better masks and air filtration in schools, as well as addressing staffing issues so schools can stay open long term.
Some of these things can be done more quickly than others, and some of that's going to be up to the government in terms of the overall timing. Rolling out the plan, committing to it.
In Calgary, Jasmine Vicurious, City News.
To return to class this week, but that was pushed back another week. As calls to delay return to school mount, the opposition NDP calling on the province to provide supports like more PPE, better air filtration, and mental health supports for students. They're also calling for better supports for daycares who take the brunt of children being out of the classroom.
And I would urge this government to, in a most immediate sense, look at what resources can be directed to maintaining the sustainability and the safety of our childcare centres.
Late Tuesday, Premier Jason Kenney saying he'll be speaking with his COVID cabinet to discuss childcare challenges, but says kids will be going back to class on the 10th. He says his government has done plenty to ensure a safe return.
So hopefully this will be just a short-term pressure that some of them are facing for a few days this week.
Roth says her and her husband are fortunate enough to have in-home childcare, but says not all Albertans have the option. Not only is Roth waiting to see what happens with back to school, she's currently in isolation waiting on a COVID test.
And throughout all 8 testing sites, I wasn't able to get in earlier than Thursday. It's hard for me to talk to my kids about that too, because why is mommy isolating by herself and, all that. But they already know it's not the first time they've gone through this.
In Edmonton, Darcy Ropchan, City News.